Nothing Wrong with Orange Blue podcast.
Broncos country! What's up, guys? Holy cow. You know what? All right, I'm just going to go ahead and say it real quick. I'm just going to start out like right off the bat. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast for the first time on MHRT. We are now official members of the Mile High Roundtable.
Yes.
I am so freaking excited. It is good to see everybody. Cannot believe that we're here, that we're doing this. We've already got some, commenters. We got Jason O'Neill. Good evening, guys. Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Our godfather, we talked about this the other day. The godfather of MHRT, Mundungus, says nothing rhymes in the house. We've got, Rich. Hello there, in case we were wondering if Rich is in Canada. Mm-hmm. And and then Travis Bruley on Facebook. Hello. He says, hey, Travis, what's up, buddy? We are glad to have you here. Landon Clark also says hello. So, Isaiah, buddy, we are officially members as of today, as of this podcast of the Mile High Roundtable. How are you feeling?
It's exciting. I literally just saw you an hour ago.
Yeah.
But it's actually really exciting. And, Mike and the Mile High Roundtable crew, including yourself, have put in a lot of hard work to help us transition. And the transition has been flawless and has been excellent. I just want to give a shout out to those guys for all their hard work.
Speaking of, there's Mr. Boggins. What's up, buddy? What's up, Marcus? Hey, welcome, my boys, he says.
And definitely inviting us in and bringing us in and welcoming us in. And Johnny, you also put in a lot of hard work with them as well. So this is the result of it. This is the hard work. And, I'm just grateful to them. I'm grateful for them. And I'm excited to get to work and to get to rocking. So, they've helped us so much. So the least we can do is be the workhorses. So,
for real. And that's the thing. That is the goal. That is the goal. We are going to take, with our help, I mean, obviously, it's all of us. It's all 7 of us that are in MHRT. We're going to take MHRT into the stratosphere.
Absolutely.
Like, I swear, the sky is the limit, you guys. All right. So, real quick, another quick comment. We got my mother, my mama says, hi, sons, because she unofficially adopted Isaiah years ago. She says, love the draft caps, which we both wore our draft caps from the 2019 draft when we drafted Drew Lock, the one in Nashville, because we were there. We actually got to go together, and we were there on, when we drafted Noah Fant, when we drafted Drew Lock, we were there for all of it. It was some of my favorite memories of all time. So
Dalton Reisner was in that draft as well, too.
Who? What?
Dalton Reisner.
Yeah, he and Drew Lock were actually picked back-to-back, 41 and 42. Mm-hmm. So thanks, Mom. We appreciate that. Jacob
love you,
says,
Mama. Miss you. Can't wait to see you soon.
That's another buddy of ours.
What's up, Jacob?
Just had to make it weird, Jacob. Just had to make it weird. All right, so before we get started, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, guys, just go ahead and give us a like, a subscribe, share, comment, hit that notification bell, y'all. Get us out there, okay? Because we're now, not only are we now part of the Mile High Roundtable, which is really exciting for us, but we're a couple of really good dudes. We're going to kind of delve a little bit into who we are and where we come from for those of you that don't know us already. But, you can find us, as you can see above me, right there, at Nothing Rhymes DB4L on Facebook. That's Nothing Rhymes Denver Broncos for life. Right? Okay, up here, you can see it. We got Nothing Rhymes podcast on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter. It's above Isaiah at Nothing Rhymes with 2 underscores, you guys. Okay, you can find him at Word Over World with 2 underscores, and me at Broncos Viking with 1 underscore. All right. We also have an RSS feed for those of you that like to listen to audio only and are not so keen necessarily on watching the video, or maybe you want to listen to it while you're driving. You can go to Nothing Rhymes worangeblue.sounder.fm, or just go ahead and go on to Spotify, Stitcher, Google. Don't go to Apple. Apple's acting weird right now. I can't get it on there. Or tune in. All 4 of those right now have audio versions only of our podcast. So you can go ahead and do that. All right. That being said, guys, let's get to it, man, because this is so freaking exciting. I can't My wife, my beautiful, wonderful, very supportive wife downstairs says, "Go Broncos and Hubs and Uncle, the little boys, and I love you." She's of course talking about my sons, who are Isaiah's godchildren. Sorry, wrong.
Miss them already.
Isaiah's godchildren.
Miss them already.
Yeah.
Jackson, Samson, and Dawson. Miss you guys. Love you guys already. See you guys soon.
So we got Mr. Let's see. We have Ann Rivera says, "Hats looking fresh. DB for life." Thank you, Ann. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet all of you because there's a lot of people on here we don't know yet, and we're really excited. It's exciting to be talking to some new people. Mr. Boggin said, "Don't forget the sponsor, Fanscaped." Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. You're funny. You're funny, Marcus. All right. So let me go a little bit real quick because, Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue is not, we're newer. We've been around for a few months, only a few months. But a lot of people in here don't know us. They don't know who we are or what we bring to the table. So why don't we give them a little synopsis of us real quick, like we did on our pilot episode, a few months back. That way they can at least kind of get comfortable with us and know who we are and why we do what we do. So my name, everybody, if you don't know me, is Johnny Baki. All right. To my left here is my very best friend. Well, I guess it's my left. Is my very best friend on planet Earth. He's godfather to my sons. We literally are life like that. That's what makes this podcast so special. Is not only are we both how do we put it? We are not professional analysts, but we are bona fide fanalists. So we're two dudes who absolutely eat, breathe, and sleep Denver Broncos and Denver Broncos news. And we also just happen to be the best of friends in the world. So that I think that friendship actually translates into the energy of this podcast. It makes it more fun. And we're constantly joking and ribbing each other, but we're doing it, but we're also still keeping on topic with your Broncos news. And so I think that's what's exciting about this. And we cannot wait for you guys to be part of it. Like, this is so exciting, everybody.
Yes.
So like I said, my name is Johnny Baki. This is my best friend, Isaiah Henderson. We met in the military. We were both soldiers. He was in the infantry and I was his combat medic.
This is true.
We met in the military. Oh God, 7-8 years ago.
No, not that long. Jeez, John.
No, six years ago. 6 years ago.
No, not even that long. It was
2015. 2015
Yeah.
was the year Jackson was born. 2015.
Yeah. So 6 years. 6 years.
It's
6 years now.
Yeah, but it feels like a lifetime ago. Isaiah was, let's see, John Buckley. Howdy from the Mile High Prophet. What's up, John? I'm excited to see you on here, buddy. I love you.
Nice to meet you, buddy. Welcome.
Your content. I've seen your content. I love it. I absolutely love the 10 Commandments of Broncos country. It's awesome. So,
I've got to actually check that out. That actually sounds really cool.
It's pretty dope, dude. He's dressed up like Moses. He's dressed up like Moses. He has his staff and
I see that.
His colors are orange and blue, and he's got his tablets. It's awesome. So
that's
anyway. So one day Isaiah came into my aid station, right? Jason O'Neill says he appreciates our service. Thanks, Jason. We appreciate it. We appreciate the appreciation because it definitely costs. For me, I'm a handicapped vet, so it actually costs us quite a bit sometimes. So we appreciate that appreciation, my friend. So anyway, Isaiah came into my aid station one day, and he had not slept, ate, or drank in 3 days. So what did I tell you?
You need 4 things to survive in this world: food, water, sleep, and oxygen. You've deprived yourself of 3.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
Yes. So he told me there's 4 things. You've deprived yourself of 3. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of you. And then, besides other things, we also bond over Broncos. I'd been
during that time, I was like sticking him with IVs, trying to keep him from passing out. And I just happened to talk about my favorite thing besides my family, which is the Denver Broncos. And he goes, "Hey, I love the Denver Broncos." I invited him over, and the rest is history. The two of us have been the best of friends ever since. And one day we were just like, you know what? We literally almost every single conversation we have somehow turns into analyzing something Broncos. We're talking about something Broncos every single time we talk. And one day we were just like, hey, why don't we start a podcast? Like, why don't we talk about this with other people? Like, we talk, other people listen, and they throw in their comments, and we can actually have some intelligent, fun conversations with others that isn't just me and you. And And so the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast was born. So very exciting. We are so excited to be here. Mundungus brought us, gave me a call at 11:30 at night last week. And he was just like, hey, I want you to join MHRT. And I was like, cool. I don't see a downside. And we did. And so here we are.
Yes, and we thank him greatly. We thank all the members of MHRT. We thank all of you guys who are joining with us today. It is an absolute honor. It is an absolute blessing. And we hope we will not let you guys down. You guys will not let us down. We are here for you guys. So don't be afraid to bring in your questions, your comments, your disagreements, your agreements, whatever it is that you have, whatever it is that you want to bring, by all means, bring it. Because we're here to talk everything Broncos. And so I know Broncos
but we're
country
also here to
agree.
build a community.
That is correct. Like, the Broncos country may not always agree, but that's what we're here for.
The one thing that we can always agree on is that we all love the Denver Broncos. Boom. That's all we need. So Jason O'Neill, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing at attention in anticipation for this upcoming draft. Hashtag unknown is killing me.
And Jason, the reason that is because George Payton has done such a fantastic job of putting a veil over what he plans on doing.
Which kills us.
Yes.
Which kills us, those of us that want to report on Broncos news and that people turn to get their Broncos news. We're all sitting here twiddling our thumbs like, I don't know what's going on.
At this point in time, for any of us, it's pure speculation. I mean, we know who Jacksonville's going to draft. We know for the most part who Cincinnati Bengals are going to draft. We think we have an idea of who the 49ers, the Falcons, who they're all going to get. The Jets. But, the Broncos can move up, trade up with Atlanta at 4. Or we can take a step back and trade at 15 with New England, or we can stay at 9. We have no idea what we're going to do. We have no idea who we're going to get. So Jason O'Neill, I am right there with you. I just need to know, who can we start loving on as a Broncos fan? Who can we welcome into Dove Valley? And who can we put on the roster to add to this winning atmosphere? I'm right there with you, buddy. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, Dave Glassman says, my mind is spinning. What do you think? QB, Parsons, or trade back?
All three.
Dude, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, he said it. All three. He said it. All three. Okay. George Payton said it. He told us exactly what he was going to do in his pre-draft presser earlier this week.
Yes.
Are you ready? He said, I like where we're sitting at 9. We could trade up. We could also trade back. So there you go. Who do I think? I don't know, dude. I mean, plain and simple, Dave, He literally said it. I'm going to participate in the draft. Mm-hmm. Yep. There's 3 possibilities and he covered all 3 of them.
So what I would do is, based off need, number one, I'm not a big Parsons fan. I prefer JOK. And me and Johnny,
I'm off the Parsons train. I'm off the Parsons train.
Johnny were talking about this earlier today. The reason why I like JOK more is because he's a better pass coverage linebacker than Parsons is. And the Broncos need a more pass coverage linebacker than they do an inside linebacker. Now, in regards to quarterback, the Broncos will have another quarterback before the season starts. And I'm starting to believe more and more, I think it's going to be Teddy Bridgewater. If they do draft one, I'm thinking Kellen Mond. But Jason said Peyton wants more targets.
Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry.
Which is Peyton wants more targets. So in order to get more targets, he has to trade back. Someone has to offer him. I know the Patriots might be looking to move up to that number 9 slot. They may even be looking to move up with the Falcons at number 4. So they may, like Peyton said, he has.
It's all over the place, dude.
Yeah,
it's all over the place. There's so many possibilities. I mean, Boggins says it. Hold on, quit messing with me here. Boggins says it right here. This draft has potential to be pure chaos, and I'm here for it.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
Boggins, I couldn't agree, brother. I could not agree more, bro. It's gonna be nuts. And who knows?
Waiting for something out of left field that confuses all of us. I'm just ready for with the number 9 pick, the Broncos select. I don't know, Najee
a player. Real quick, look down here. Muhammad Badri. Anybody who follows, Mile High Huddle, anybody knows who Mo is. Mo, it's awesome. I'm not even gonna lie. It's weird how honored I am to see your name on my show.
That's awesome.
You're a super fan that we all know. And dude, just seeing you that you're commenting on my show right now, I'm actually kind of like fangirling, dude. Like,
welcome, Mo.
It's good to see you, Mo. Boggin says Stone hashtag. He started this hashtag on MHRT podcast this last week. This last Thursday. Hashtag Stonewall Peyton.
I like that
because nobody knows. He has been so vague. He has been so vague, and none of us have any clue where he's gonna go with this, man. Like he could go. I hit the microphone. Sorry, it's okay. He could go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there we go. Boggin says Broncos could draft JOK and try him at linebacker or safety. Either way, a spot will be open next year at each potentially.
Well, we were discussing this, and so the thing about JOK is that some people like him better than Isaiah Simmons because he's a Swiss Army knife. And I said the same thing. I said he could replace Kareem Jackson. He could replace Kareem Jackson next year. If Kareem Jackson does not get extended, or if Kareem Jackson does not earn himself a longer contract with the Broncos, JOK can definitely step up. And if you watch his film, imagine having Justin Simmons and JOK. JOK is very, very, very explosive. He's a sideline type of guy running across. Very high energy. Very athletic. He's an all-around football player. Now, if Bryce Callahan goes down, JOK can step in at nickel. Now, in regards to that linebacker position, I also want to see Justin Sternad and see how he plays this year. I don't want to just throw him away because if Justin Sternad can step up and be that coverage linebacker that we drafted him to be, and he develops into his own, and then JOK can step back into this strong safety position. Those positions are covered for the next few years. In regards to what Mr. Boggins was saying, those spots may not be open if Justin Sternad can really step up into that pass coverage linebacker position, and JOK steps up into either the nickel, the strong safety, or the linebacker.
Although let us not forget, we still need depth to develop. Let us not forget, we still need depth to develop, though.
Well, we also have free agency, and that's why I also wanted to sign Eric Wilson, which I think he's got signed to. Who did he get signed to? The Ravens. I'm not 100% sure. I want to sign another pass coverage linebacker. Another pass coverage linebacker to kind of mentor and guide these guys and also have depth. And Rivera says trade up to 4 with Falcons and take Fields or Lance. Now
another one of the 3 possibilities that Peyton talked about.
That's definitely an option.
Moving up for a QB. A lot of people are high on it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are. I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. I'm probably one of the only ones now. And I think Isaiah is on the same level as I am. We're probably 2 of the only ones that are really like this at a Mile High Roundtable, because that's awesome because it creates some awesome crosstalk. We're able to talk, to discuss this with the rest of the guys in MHRT because we have a different opinion. I'm a big Drew Lock fan. I said it. I know. All the haters out there in Broncos country right now, all the Lock haters, I know. I just made you guys really, really mad, and I'm almost sorry, but I'm not. I'm a huge Drew Lock fan. Mm-hmm. Okay, first of all, my alma mater is University of Missouri. MIZZOU, baby. I went to Mizzou. My wife and I, we used to be sports park supervisors at University of Missouri during the Chase Daniel era. But anyway, I spent the last, the 4 years that he was at University of Missouri. Every Saturday, I watched Mizzou. I was following Mizzou news just like I do Broncos news. Not quite as heavily. I'm much stronger, much bigger on the Broncos. But I've been following Drew Lock the entirety of his, collegiate career on. And I've seen some incredible things out of him. And I know that these last couple seasons, this last season, because he showed some incredible potential at the end of the 2019 season. This last season, he there were some struggles. And I'm sad about that. It was hard to watch. But I don't think he's done. I really don't. I do not think he's done. I think Drew Lock will be our starting guy under center at the beginning of the season. I give him 4 games. If he drops it hard, then fine. After 4 games, you're gone. You're out. But I mean, he's had 18 starts. He's going to get a repeat system. I think Drew Lock is poised to win some hearts and minds and shock the world a little bit. Do I think he'll be top 5 quarterback? No, I do not. I doubt it. I mean, seriously. But I think he has the potential to lead this team in the direction that he was meant to when we drafted him 2 years ago. So that being said, and I like what you're saying, possible trade up for a quarterback, but I'd prefer to either stay put or move back and gather some more draft picks. But that's my opinion. I'm not George Payton.
Miss Ann, I'm definitely with Johnny. I do like, but there is some merit to what you're saying. Now, if we do draft, and I think if we were to draft one, it'd definitely be, it would be between Justin Fields or Trey Lance. If we were to draft either one of them, me personally, I like Trey Lance over Justin Fields. Something about Ohio State quarterbacks and Justin Fields doesn't really sing to me. But I do like the fact, Trey Lance did call his own offense and win a championship doing that at North Dakota State. I like the idea if we were to move up to draft Trey Lance. If we do that, Drew Lock will start. But like Muhammad says, like Mo says, there is an insurance policy with Trey Lance. And it'll be unfortunate. He'll have to come in as a rookie if he does play. Trey Lance does play. Or Justin Fields as a rookie learning a new offensive coordinator system. And then having that offensive coordinator potentially not be there next year and have to learn all over again, which puts them in the same situation Drew Lock was in.
Yeah.
But I do like the potential of I like the idea of having insurance. So I definitely do see the merit to your question.
Yeah. Mo says it right here. I want Lock to succeed, but I want to have insurance in case he doesn't work out. And I get that, Mo. I get that. But I can see rather than trading up to 4, and picking up a quarterback at 4 or 5 or whatever early in round 1, I think we could pick up a really decent quarterback in in round 2, Kellen Mond, Mills. These guys they're going to be very good quarterbacks. Do I think they're generational talent like the top 4? No, I don't. But I think that they'd be good. They'd be good. Exactly what you said. Insurance should anything happen.
Not to mention there's a potential of Teddy Bridgewater, or
get it right. Read a book.
In. So you'd have you'd have Drew Lock, Teddy Bridgewater, and then Kellen Mond. So then you have a rookie, you have the incumbent, and then you have a free agent. So you have 2, and I think that's where George Payton, Stonewall Payton is leaning toward is a rookie, an incumbent, and a free agent. So you have multiple insurance policies, plus you still get to fill the gaps that you need, the holes that you need in the defense and the offense, and the offensive side and the defensive side on free agency and the draft as well.
And plain and simple, we need to get Jeff Driscoll. You're done.
We're just waiting on the right quarterback to come our way in order to get rid of him. That's going to be the first thing. When Jeff Driscoll leaves, when we get rid of Jeff Driscoll, Broncos country, that means a play on our quarterback is getting ready to be made. That's the first sign you should see to know that a quarterback play is getting ready to be made.
So Rich says, I either want us to develop Lock, which means O-line in the first, which is what I'm hoping for.
Yes.
What I would love to do is trade back a little bit and go for Rashawn Slater. I love Rashawn Slater. I know everybody's like all high on Penei Sewell. I personally believe Rashawn Slater is a more complete tackle. And I really would love to see Rashawn Slater in the orange and blue. He says, or draft top QB and trade Lock. QB competitions don't work ever. I mean, there could be an exception that proves the rule, Rich. We won't know until it happens.
I'm in the position of tackle or linebacker at number 9. That's me.
Yeah.
Tackle or linebacker at number 9. Tackle to back up Jawan James. Let him grow, develop, and learn under Mike Munchak. Or get a linebacker to fill that hole that we need on defense. Because other than that linebacker position, and maybe you can make an argument for quarterback, then the Broncos have a really set roster. And that's one thing that we want to talk about today is the roster and what it looks like. But Dave Glassman, nice to meet you.
If Lance falls to 9.
If Lance falls to 9, then maybe. Otherwise, no trade-ups, only back. I think we're going to be surprised at who falls where.
I do too, but I don't think Lance is going to fall to 9.
Yes, I think I heard the Cowboys are trying to move up for Kyle Pitts, and they're just being stupid. But yeah, I think we're going to definitely be surprised at who falls where.
Yeah. Let's see. So, yeah, I agree. There's just so much that could happen. And truth is, the truth is 100%. I'm not going to be upset with I'm not going to be upset. I root for the Broncos, period. Even if I wasn't on the Drew Lock train and Drew Lock was starting, I'm going to root for the quarterback, but I'm going to root for the entire team. If they are suiting up in orange and blue, I want them to succeed. I don't like Juwan James. I think he's selfish, and I think he's a liability to our team. We still have to pay him this year, which means that, and they keep saying he's working out and we expect him to play. I will believe it when I see it. But he still wears orange and blue. He is still, right now, as of this moment, he will be suiting up this season as a Denver Bronco. So even though there's parts of him that I don't like, I'm going to root for him. Always. If they wear orange and blue, I'm on board. I am in your corner. I am your diehard, lifelong, till I die fan. Ride or die. I am a Broncos
I want
fan.
Juwan James to be a Pro Bowl right tackle.
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
the best right tackle.
I won't take that away from him. I won't take that away from Juwan James. I mean, for crying out loud, the guy is a Pro Bowl tackle, period. When he plays and he's not injured, he's an amazing tackle. When he plays.
To see it.
So
Tony Williams, welcome, Tony. He says, let the young quarterback develop. Stay at number 9 and take Parsons no matter what. This is an option that I am not opposed to. I just wish Parsons was switched with the Joker, as I saw someone in the chat put the Joker.
J-O-K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
I mean, I think that, Drew Lock is on another level this year. I think he's got that fire lit under him. I think his motivation is renewed. I think his determination is restored.
And Tony, I think my only issue with this is again, just like I said a second ago with some of those others, I don't take anything away from Micah Parsons' ability. The guy, I mean, I've watched lots of tape. The guy's incredible. The guy is one of the best linebackers to come out of the draft in a decade. I mean, he's incredible. The character concerns do bother me, and I know they don't bother a lot of people. They still want to draft for those that, they'll draft anybody with a character concern just simply for their talent. I think there's a possibility you'll set yourself up for a heartbreak when you do that. It's not always. They could have turned a corner, but you got to be careful about that. You just never know, because some people, no matter what, dude, they don't change. So who knows? We'll see. Hey, Broncos country could take, the Broncos could take that pick and pick Micah Parsons. And if they do, I will be on this podcast next Sunday talking about it. And I will be, hey, we got Micah Parsons. Let's talk about Micah Parsons. Yeah. I'm just a little nervous. I'm concerned if I was George Payton right now, if I was the general manager of the Denver Broncos, me personally, I'd just take him and push him off further down the board. So there's that. So Christos Jenkins, if we stay with Locke, I'd want as much draft cap as possible. Okay. I can definitely agree with that, which would mean trading back in order to garner more draft picks.
I actually like your idea, Johnny. Not your idea. I actually like the prospect of definitely trading back with New England at 15 and getting Rashawn Slater. I have to look at the mock draft board and see who's in need of a tackle. But I'm not seeing anyone that needs one as bad as Cincinnati or anybody else. I can definitely see that. I definitely like that. If I'm George Payton and New England calls me to move up, I'm definitely trading back. I'd take it only if you gave me your second round pick.
Yep.
That's all I'm asking for. I will
Shadow Jacker, big friend of MHRT, says, you speak of the truth. I want to say that in like some epic voice. You speak of the truth. Big leap for number 3. Yes. I agree, bud. I think I really predict it. And you know what? If I'm wrong, at the end of the 2021 season, I'll eat crow. I might actually literally cook a crow and eat it here on the podcast for you guys.
That's
if I'm wrong,
dude.
Hey, I was in the army in Afghanistan. I've eaten worse. Trust me.
Were you gonna How are you gonna catch it?
Who cares?
You don't just.
I'll
You can't
figure
just
it
go to the
out.
store and buy it. I mean, that's.
I will figure it out. Okay.
But Ann Rivera says Ray Lewis had character concerns, which is true. Take Parsons, he could be the next Ray Lewis. We don't know, but there's always the potential. I mean, Ray Lewis had character concerns. Randy Moss had character concerns, and those are both 2 Hall of Famers. Those are off the top of my head. So yeah, that's a potential. But what if he's not Ray Lewis? What if he's not everything he claimed to be? And what if those old habits came back and he turned out to be like an Antonio Brown and he just couldn't, or Johnny Manziel, or couldn't get it together and ended up costing the Broncos
Chad Kelly.
Yeah, Chad Kelly.
There we go. There is one in recent Broncos draft memory. We drafted Chad Kelly. Granted, we drafted him in the 7th round. You know, he was Mr. Irrelevant, if I recall. But, you know, there were major character concerns going into that year. And John Elway, you know, he went ahead and went for him anyway. And what happened? Everything that was predicted based on character concerns. I'm not saying it's written in stone that someone with character concerns is going to continue having those issues. I'm not saying that in the least. I'm just saying they are. It's something that needs to be considered. Period. You got to consider it.
Goofy, welcome. This I agree with this 100%. We need a linebacker, but not Micah Parsons. He's basically a slightly upgraded AJ Johnson. We need a coverage guy. I don't understand why, from my perspective, because I agree with this opinion, what's taking so long for people to understand this. Micah Parsons is a run-stop guy. He can cover the pass, but we have AJ Johnson and Josie Jewell who are great run-stop, fill the hole, thump linebackers. We need a pass coverage guy. Thank you, Goofy, for saying this. I couldn't understand why people were like, Micah Parsons. And I watched this film. I'm like, there's not much pass coverage in his film. There's a lot of him blitzing as an inside linebacker and getting sacks. I'm like, that's cool, but we don't really need that. What we need is a coverage guy, which is I'm huge on JOK. I'm also big on Jabril Cox from LSU. Now, if we get a tackle and then we get Jabril Cox, I'm game. That's pass coverage guy. Justin Sternard comes off injury. We got a rookie Jabril Cox. That's what I'm talking about. Goofy, I agree with that 110%.
Yeah, I do too. I 100% do. I'd prefer JOK, Jabril Cox. Who's that one? What's his name? Eric Stokes? Or is he? No, is he cornerback? There's so many names. Well. I have done so much. I've been doing so much player research that names are currently swirling around my head, and I don't know how to keep it all.
Jermaine Davis as well.
There we go. Thank you, Baron Browning. That's what I was trying to think of. Boggins. I like Baron Browning a lot.
I like Jabril Cox from LSU a lot. I wouldn't be upset about Jabril. I mean, the likely JOK hasn't been discussed much as coming to the Broncos. That's just my personal fan favorite. Micah Parsons has been talked about more, so I doubt either one of them will fall. Micah Parsons is more than likely to, if that were to happen. But Jabril Cox, I like Jabril Cox early 2nd round. If we trade back in a tackle, I want a 2nd round pick where we can get Jabril Cox and Kellen Mond. So the first 3 picks on the board were Rashawn Slater, Kellen Mond, and Jabril Cox.
Agreed.
And then we can put the rest of quarterbacks, defensive ends. I mean, if our pick was Rashawn Slater, Kellen Mond, and Jabril Cox, and that's just in the first 2 rounds, that's rock star. I mean, we've covered all 3 of our holes just like that immediately, and we still have 5 other rounds to go. So,
agreed. I mean, and if we trade back, we're gonna have more capital. I mean,
yes.
So real quick, speaking of trades, wait, hold on. Boggin says there is not a linebacker worth 9 overall in this class, and I could not agree more, including Micah Parsons. It's too rich. It's too rich for that position. Absolutely.
I agree.
It's too rich. It's too richy rich, eh? I'm sorry. That was stupid, and I apologize.
Just don't let it happen again.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll never ever do it again. So real quick, I want to talk about, speaking of trades, I want to bring this up. Okay. So it was a big, oh, good Lord. a big blockbuster trade this week within the AFC West. Chiefs acquire offensive tackle Orlando Brown from Ravens for reported 4 picks, including 2021 first rounder. So
that's a perfect trade.
It is for them. It's not for us.
No, I mean
the Kansas City. So here we say it. The Kansas City Chiefs have landed their left tackle of the future. Per multiple reports, the Chiefs will send their 2021 first round pick, number 31 overall, along with their 2021 third and fourth round, and a 2022 sixth round pick to the Baltimore Ravens in exchange for offensive tackle Orlando Brown.
Well, the Chiefs don't have that many holes to fill, so there's
they don't. But let's be honest right now. Let's just go ahead and be honest for a second here. I was having fun, poking fun at the Chiefs O-line.
Yes,
it's been nice. It's been nice having something that I can mock the Chiefs about that is legitimate.
And now after the Super Bowl, where the Chiefs were vulnerable.
I don't even know what to do anymore with myself. I don't have time to make fun of the Chiefs anymore.
They were vulnerable in the AFC West.
Yeah.
But now they made them, it wasn't going to last forever. But, I have more confidence in Von Miller and Bradley Chubb than I do in Orlando Brown, the left tackle. So they can get any tackle they want. I've got more confidence. What the Chiefs, from the Chiefs' perspective, they don't want what happened in the Super Bowl to happen again. Patrick Mahomes was playing injured. Both their starting tackles were out. He was scrambling around every play. The Buccaneers were putting great pressure on him. They also understand that the AFC West has some of the best pass rushers in the NFL. So they wanted to beef that offensive line to make sure that did not happen again. But like I said, I have more faith and more trust in Von Miller and Bradley Chubb and Malik Reed than I do any tackle, any left or right tackle in the AFC West.
I agree. I'm going to go ahead and agree with Goofy on this one. I don't understand this trade from the Ravens' perspective. The Chiefs are the Ravens' biggest competition to a Super Bowl. Why send them your Pro Bowl tackle, which to fill one of their only holes of need? I mean, think about that.
Well, last I heard, I'm not sure, was it Orlando Brown or Trent Brown? I think it was Orlando Brown, where he was upset because he wasn't being played at the position he wanted to be at.
He's been at right tackle. He's a Pro Bowl. He's a Pro Bowl right tackle. He's a Pro Bowl right tackle, but he can play
at left tackle.
Yeah, he wants to play at left tackle.
Yeah, but they had him play at right tackle.
Yeah,
so he
can play both. Here's how he puts it. He prefers playing the left. I can't remember where I saw this quote. I'd have to find it. He prefers playing the left because it's more of a challenge, which it is. It's the blind side. I mean, it is more challenging to be the left tackle than it is to be the right tackle. They didn't want to do that. He didn't want to stick with it. And so he's moved on, and he's with the Chiefs now. And oh my God, we here in Denver country or like our Broncos country are kind of now. What do we do?
I mean, he's a damn good. I mean, he's a good tackle.
Darn good. We don't curse.
Darn good tackle. Because I mean, if you're a Pro Bowl right tackle and you're like, oh, I've had enough. I've reached Pro Bowls at this position. Let me go ahead and try the other tackle. I demand a trade because I want to play the other tackle, and you've already got Pro Bowls under your butt at the other one. That's pretty impressive. So I mean, the Chiefs got a good deal. He said Mitchell Schwartz is also still in the market. Good chance he resigns with them on a 1 year. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he went right tackle. And Orlando Brown went left tackle for 1 more year. Too bad. Unfortunately, if I was the Chiefs, signed away all their draft picks because the Chiefs also they definitely need to get a tackle in the draft as well. So.
Agreed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Mitchell Schwartz didn't re-sign with the Chiefs.
I would be too. So I mean, there's that. We can go ahead and move on from that subject, but it's there. It is. We made the blueprint that Bucs used to beat the Kansas City Criminals. Just need to score points. Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Yeah, pass rush.
So
we showed that in Super Bowl 50.
Yes, we did. The pass rush beats. The pass rush wins.
Good defense beats good offense every time.
Well, not every time, but has a better chance. Has a better chance.
Yes, has a better chance.
Moving on. I would like to. I've got a few other things I just wanted to bring up. here. This one actually I thought was pretty cool. And it basically, it's Pro Football Focus. It's PFF, and they were once the gold standard, but how the mighty have fallen. I don't subscribe necessarily anymore the way things are today with Pro Football Focus and their grades, their picks, and all that, like it used to be. But they did, however, give pre-draft rankings to all 32 NFL rosters ahead of the 2021 NFL draft. I'm just going to go ahead and read the top three. The top three were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Cleveland Browns, don't get that one, and the Kansas City Chiefs. We kind of get all of those. But yeah, I was really impressed to see that they put the Denver Broncos as ranked number 6.
Wait, who was 4 and 5? I saw the
4 and 5 were the Green Bay Packers and the Buffalo Bills.
And they put us at 6?
They put us at 6. They said Denver would be even higher if we removed quarterbacks from the equation. The Broncos secondary might be the best in the NFL with Kyle Fuller and Ronald Darby on the outside, Bryce Callahan in the slot, and Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson at the 2 safety spots.
That's what I like to hear.
And then they say it, unfortunately, Drew Lock has yet to show much in the way of promise. He is one of the 3 lowest graded passers over the last couple of seasons, while no quarterback in the NFL has thrown uncatchable balls at a higher rate. So that's why they gave us the position they did. They said we might have even been higher if they had not considered the quarterback situation.
Oh, that's an unfair assessment. They can't really say that.
Look, once again,
his first season he played 5 games.
Like I said, not really. It's Pro Football Focus. Okay, they are focused entirely on stats. They always are.
Yeah, they're about to get me hot and bothered there for a second, but
just calm down. Just breathe, boo boo, breathe. Okay.
Dave Glassman, for the record, I want Parsons, but I would love to trade back to 12 or 15 and still get him. Don't really want to spend the 9 on him. That would be.
I wouldn't be so mad if we were able to trade back and get him.
We were able to get him and we got an extra pick for it, and he was still there. That's not bad.
It wouldn't bother me as much as taking the pick at 9. I like that. Boggin says, I'm okay with trading back and snagging an edge as well. Phillips, Ojulari, Owe. I like them all. I haven't seen Boggins. I haven't seen as much tape yet on Owe. In fact, I worked the graveyard tonight, so I'll have some time. I will definitely be pulling up some more tape on Owe. I've heard good things. I just don't know that much about him personally.
I wouldn't want an edge that early in the first round. I could see getting an edge in the 3rd or 4th rounds.
Yeah, but we also need to be considering the fact that we may not have Big Bad Vaughn next season. There's a good chance.
But we have Malik Reed, but
I'm just saying we might need to be
Vaughn though. But then we just wasted a 1st-round draft pick on someone who's not going to play for a few years because Vaughn decided he wasn't done yet. So I'd say getting one in the 3rd or 4th round, which means that someone who's good enough to be in the NFL, but not great enough already with a higher floor, but a higher ceiling. And that's someone in the 3rd or 4th round, which I think someone can grow, someone like Malik Reed that can grow behind and really just show up and surprise us and be that surprise edge rusher who can be just as good as Vaughn, if not better than Vaughn, or be groomed to be that good.
Which is exactly what we would hope for. I mean, it is. Goofy. Goofy says Parsons feels destined to bite off kneecaps in Detroit. I like it.
There's been talk about Parsons going to Detroit. I think Detroit needs wide receivers before they need any defensive personnel because they got rid of most of their receivers this year. So they got Jared Goff, but they gave away all their weapons.
Yep. So and I agree with Boggins here. I agree with what Boggins said right there. Malik Reed doesn't have starter potential. Is he a good backup? Yeah. But I think if you're asking Malik Reed to start, 17 games now, 17 games. If next season's the same as this season, if you're asking Malik Reed to start 17 games, I don't think he's there. I don't think he's
have 8.5 sacks last season?
Huh?
He led the league. He led the team in sacks last year, didn't he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he led I think he led the team with 8.5 sacks last year. unless that was, it wasn't Shelby Harris, because Shelby Harris got injured. And he had COVID and he was out for 4 games. So it wasn't. I think Malik Reed led the team in sacks last year with 8.5. If I'm correct, I think he had more than Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, he had 8 sacks in 2020.
Yes. So Bradley Chubb had 7.5 or 8 to 8.5. They're about the same. And Bradley Chubb got selected to a Pro Bowl.
I still don't think.
And so Bradley Chubb is considered Pro Bowl material, starter material. Malik Reed had the same number of sacks. Now, granted, Bradley Chubb was taken because I think he led the NFL.
He led the NFL in pressures.
And pressures and pass disruptions. So he may not have gotten a sack every other play, but you can definitely feel his presence.
I still don't think that Malik Reed has that starter potential. I don't think that he's going to step in. He's just going to step into Von Miller's spot and who else
didn't seem to be a starter? Shaq Barrett.
You're right. Again, there are exceptions that disprove the rule, and that's okay.
There definitely are.
But
Mr. Boggs' Lions have 0 receivers. Yeah, so I don't think they're taking defense first round. I think they're going Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, one of those, or Kyle Pitts. They may try and get Kyle Pitts. Whatever it is, they have TJ Hawkins. Says they need receivers. I do not think they're going defense first round. Yeah. I think they're going offensive weapons immediately to try and help Jared Goff.
I mean, I hope so for them. I mean, they really sold the farm, and who knows where they're going to go there. So anyway, so moving on. I don't even know where we're moving on from right now. I'm still so blown away with the fact that we are where we are right now, that we are, having these conversations with all of these awesome new fans that we have never met before. And I'm really excited about this, you guys. Like, it is truly, this is truly blowing my mind that we're getting to be part of this. So Jason says, what do you think of Joseph Osaya, edge out of Texas? You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Jason. I'm still, I have not done my very much deep diving, or even really research into Osaya. So I can't speak for Isaiah, but I'm not going to answer that because I just don't know. It'd be
can see him. I would not have a problem drafting him if we can. I like that idea, but like I said, I'm more of a 2nd, 3rd, 4th round person. For an edge, that's someone that I have, and I also know that we have one of the best defensive line coaches in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind drafting him, getting an edge getting that Joseph Osaya, the edge out of Texas, because to me he'd be like similar to Justin Sternad, not as late, but someone that's a rookie that can come in, that can learn, that can watch, that can absorb. And when it's their time, like when it was Malik Reed's time, when it was Shaq Barrett's time, when it's your time to play, you've learned enough, you've watched enough, you've absorbed enough to come in and really shock the world. And a player like an edge was different from a quarterback because everybody wants to see the quarterback play. And everybody wants to see the edge play. So I think that's someone that can sit in the shadows and wait patiently and wait quietly for the opportunity. And so I do not disapprove of that that pick. I can definitely see us going with it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got that. I like that a lot, actually. So that's a good one for me. That's a good one for me.
I mean, it would be an interesting pick, but where would you pick him based on what you know?
For me, I'd have to take care of the glaring holes first. Offensive tackle, pass coverage linebacker.
So we're not talking premium rounds. We're not talking 1, 2, or 3. Are we talking 4 or 5, 6, 7?
I wouldn't mind getting him in a third
round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I will definitely.
I mean, only if we have multiple picks at third. So
I will definitely look further into Osaya.
Yeah, I mean, so
Jason, way, because like I said, I don't know, and now you have pricked my interest. I want to see it.
Yes,
I want to.
So I mean, if we have multiple picks in the third, like say we had 2 picks in the third, and we had already taken care of tackle, quarterback, and pass coverage linebacker, and we had one more pick in the third. that's definitely a need that we can definitely go in. And it'd be a draft pick that would fly under the radar.
Right.
Those are the best draft picks. The draft picks that fly under the radar that nobody's really paying attention to. They're like, oh, for example, Jordan Love, in my opinion, for the Green Bay Packers, is going to be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL. Why? Because I think he's one of those sneaky picks. Like when the Green Bay Packers drafted him, everybody's like, oh, why do they do that? They're done with Aaron Rodgers. Well, nobody's talking about Jordan Love right now because Aaron Rodgers just had the MVP season. He just won MVP, so nobody's even talking about him.
Right
now. When the time comes, and Green Bay's good at this, getting quarterbacks and letting them sit there and wait and learn. Green Bay's very good at that. He's going to come up and like, oh, wow, I remember this pick. Now look at him. An edge player can be that same way. Someone, because everybody pays attention to the draft picks who start immediately. Everybody always does. The Justin Herberts, the Lamar Jacksons, the Baker Mayfields, even the receivers such as Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Justin Jefferson. Everybody pays attention to those. But nobody pays attention to the Adam Thielens who didn't start immediately, who had to earn their way through the ranks, or to the Shaq Barretts. Now people know who Shaq Barrett is over the last couple of years. They know who Shaq Barrett is, but they didn't know who he was before.
I wish we could have tapped Shaq Barrett's potential properly in Denver.
We didn't need him.
I know we didn't, and that's what I'm saying is I wish we could have. I wish we could have because we've seen the potential now. We've seen what he has become, and I mean, all props to you, buddy. You got your Super Bowl. You got your Super Bowl. Good for you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying he got a Super Bowl where he was, where he wasn't just on the roster. You know what I mean? He got his moment. He had his Super Bowl moment, and that's exciting for him. Like I said, I wish we could have done more with him here in Denver, but hindsight being 2020, it is what it is. So,
yeah, and there's, I mean, even now we know how great he is. We still don't need him. So I mean, there's nothing
and we can't get him now.
I mean, even if we could, we don't need him at this point in time. So I mean, there's always those players. Philip Lindsay was one of them. Unfortunately, we misused him. We abused him. Philip Lindsay was one of those sneaky picks that we got that came out of nowhere. We're hoping Broncos country is hoping Drew Lock is the same way. Richie says the same thing, which is an excellent point.
Oh, you saw it too.
Yeah, Tim Patrick. Richie's about that. Tim Patrick is another one. Tim Patrick, Philip Lindsay, one of those guys that you don't really know about. They get the opportunity to play, they just show up. 79 targets with no drops. The best in the NFL.
I mean, it's incredible.
Receiving yards, receiving touchdowns to back that up, but 79 targets with 0 drops.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I agree. I agree entirely.
I mean, and Pro Football Focus can go up there and say that, Drew Lock has the highest uncatchable balls. Yeah, Tim Patrick has 79 targets with 0 drops. That's 79 on-target passes. But
yeah. You making it there? Buddy? Yeah. Do you need a lozenge?
No, I'm good. I think I have some. Philip Lindsay was one. Tim Patrick was one. We're hoping Drew Lock is one. We got him in the second round. People didn't want to draft him in the first round because they thought, he had accuracy problems. We're hoping he's one of those that can be developed like Garrett Bowles and turn into something great. Offkilter Concept says O-line needs some serious help. That's debatable. Which portion? I know the interior offensive line didn't have the best season they could have had last year. There were some rotations. What did Graham Glasgow say about Nakani Mute? He said he's the strongest man I've ever seen.
Natani Moody? I don't remember what he said exactly.
Graham Glasgow said he's the strongest man I've ever met. And this is somebody who's been in the NFL for years, and he's talking about a rookie or a sophomore, that he's the strongest man he's ever met.
Yeah, okay, I see. I think Goofy actually just, put it up. I'm thinking probably this is where Offkilter was going. There's absolutely no depth behind. And
Correct.
That's true. That's true.
Correct.
I mean, thank God we got rid of Elijah Wilkinson. Thank God.
Calvin Anderson is there. So Calvin Anderson
we have Calvin Anderson, but I mean, I don't think he's, he's not, the be all end all.
No, I think they're hoping Mike Munchak works with him. So we have Sloatman,
Mm-hmm.
Muti, Anderson. Those are the top three off the top of my head. Sloatman can play center and guard. Muti can play guard. Anderson can play tackle. So that's 3 backups. So now that you mention that, and with the depth, I'm definitely thinking we get a tackle at number 9. If we trade back and get a tackle, or we stay at number 9 and get a tackle, I'm actually starting to think that's more realistic.
Well, here, so Offkilter Concepts kind of reiterated what they were getting at. He said Bowles is a question mark, which I completely disagree with at this point.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, Bowles is not a question mark. Bowles has, with Mike Munchak's help, Garrett Bowles is actually one of the only ones on that O-line right now that I don't think is a question mark.
Yeah,
because he truly stepped up, and he is now like, he had a Pro Bowl season. Granted, he only got the All Pro nod. He didn't actually get the Pro Bowl, which was, I personally think, was wrong. He got snubbed.
Agreed.
But I agree, center wasn't that strong, which is Lloyd Cushenberry. He's young. Okay,
he was a rookie.
Developing. He was a rookie. He played like a rookie.
That's the hardest position to do with no OTAs.
Right tackle was MII. Couldn't agree more. Plain and simple. Jawan James, and then Elijah Wilkinson. Thank God he's gone.
DeMar Dotson stepped up.
DeMar Dotson stepped up. Right tackle, we let him go.
I don't think so. Off kilter. I understand now more where you're coming from. Yes, I guess when you said O-line needs some serious help, I guess my mind automatically went to our O-line is disgusting and gutted, and we have the worst offensive line in the NFL. That's wrong.
Not at all.
Yes,
not at all.
Offensive line.
It's in fact, I think it's poised to be strong. The only issue
going into depth about it, yes, our offensive line does need help. We need a solidified right tackle, and we definitely need some more depth. So yes, I agree with you. Our offensive line does need some serious help. So
you look at it here. Here, Mundungus just answered, just completely validated what I just said about Garrett Bowles. Bowles was number 1 left tackle in the NFL. Center was a rookie, which put more pressure on the guards. Bowles and Dotson allowed 0. We've said it before, Isaiah. Ready? Put them up. 0 sacks when they were both in. Imagine a right tackle that has so much more talent than Dotson. Hey, awesome. Okay, so there you go. I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying there, off kilter. However, space, I disagree with you, at least on Bowles. 100%. He is goated. Okay. He was the best left tackle in the NFL. And truly, just because of how it always happens to the Broncos, he got snubbed he did not get the Pro Bowl he deserved.
What I will agree with you, off kilter, is our offensive line does need depth.
Yes, we need depth. We definitely need to get depth behind our starters because who said it? It was up here somewhere. There's absolutely one injury. It was Goofy that said it. One injury and we're screwed. And I agree. I mean, we will get, and I believe we're going to address that depth big time. I mean, I think George Payton has a plan somewhere in there to address that issue.
Richie said, I want to start. I would love for him to start, but we paid Graham Glasgow a lot of money, so he's going to play. Dalton Reisner is the leader of that offensive line, and he's coming out hungry this year. I think Graham Glasgow's coming out hungry as well. I wish Muti played center. Lloyd Cushenberry, I heard he's a great dude at LSU.
He's a great leader. He's got great leadership ability.
Very smart. So he's trying to learn. But just based off Muti's strength and his ability, just to have the interior be Dalton Reisner, Muti, and then Graham Glasgow, that'd be a strong interior. But
Mundungus. Progress. That's our new thing. Anytime we say that's progress.
That's a good thing to complain about. That our backup offensive linemen are so good, we want them to start, but they can't start because we don't have anybody else to replace them with. Because
it's true.
Yes, it's a good thing to be upset about.
Boggins says it here. Don't be surprised if we draft another guard. Glasgow can also play center, worst case scenario, and he's right.
Yeah, but back to what Offkilter said, we don't have depth. We just have a bunch of versatile players who can just move around. And I'm noticing that's what the NFL is becoming more and more, as a bunch of players who can play multiple positions.
Mm-hmm.
So Graham Glasgow can play center and guard. Muti can play left guard or right guard. Elijah Wilkinson would play tackle here, but he's mostly a swing guard or a swing tackle. Bryce Callahan can play nickel, but he can also play outside corner. Vic Fangio's defense is based around players who can play all different types of positions. The NFL is becoming more and more versatile. That's why people like Isaiah Simmons or JOK are more valuable because they can play anything. That's why the offensive linemen are getting shorter, but faster. For example, Penei Sewell looks big as I don't know what on camera. He's 6'4". He looks like he's 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah,
they don't come like
but
DeMar
they're leaner, they're stronger, they're faster.
Yes, DeMar Dotson was 6'9". Granted, he didn't give up any sacks because he's also a vet, but DeMar Dotson was 6'9". But they're not drafting tackles that big anymore. Why aren't they drafting tackles that big anymore? Because the people rushing off the edge aren't defensive ends anymore. They're outside linebackers.
Yeah, they're outside linebackers, and they're lean, they're quick, and that's what's needed to stop them.
So it has to be a direct reflection.
It is an ever-changing, ever-evolving football universe. It's progress. Progress! Sorry, happens every time now, and it's all thanks to Mundungus. So we're going to start rolling this back and getting ready to get out of here. I want to make sure we don't miss anybody, as far as comments goes. I want to make sure everybody's had a chance to talk. Hey, cut it out.
Yeah, sorry.
Stop it. Dave Glass said, I'm rooting for James to succeed. He's basically in a contract year. Yeah.
There's a lot of players who are in contract years for the Broncos.
But once again, he's had every chance. Like at this point, Garrett Bowles even said it in an interview. He needs, first and foremost, he needs to regain the trust of the O-line. They don't trust him anymore, and I wouldn't either. I mean, here's a guy, okay, who your team, your organization paid a disgusting amount of money to bring in here. I mean, it was too damn much for a right tackle. Too much. We brought him in. Okay. He plays 66 snaps, I think.
Total, yeah.
Something like that.
In 2 years.
And then gets hurt and he's out. By the time he's healthy enough to come back, and the doctors are telling the team, they're telling the coaches, he's good. He can play. He says, no, I don't think so. I'm not ready yet. I don't want to. And then he's out for the rest of the season. And then the following season, when that nasty little bug, that nasty little sickness, that's what my son calls it, the sickness. When that nasty little sickness is going around, okay, they give players an option to opt out, which is fine. I get it. I'm an essential worker. Again, we're new to a lot of you here. I'm a 911 dispatcher by trade. I'm an essential worker. I have been working my butt off the entirety of the pandemic. Okay. Plenty of people have been out there, getting out there, being among people, doing things to keep our world running. Now I get you don't need football to keep the world running, but you get a player who has had every opportunity to come back before and said he's not going to because he's not ready. All of a sudden opting out. Because I think what was it, his great aunt or something like that?
He had one kid.
Whatever it was, a family member. But whatever it was, I'm not doing it. I'm not playing. But we're still.
It wouldn't have been so bad if the previous season had happened.
Him. Yeah, exactly. If he had come back when the doctor had said he's healthy, I think the trust would be there.
Yeah,
with the O-line, with the team. But it's not. He decided, I don't want to play. I'm not ready yet, even though I'm healthy enough. And then he's like, nope, I'm not playing now because there is a sickness out there. The problem is the team does not yet know that they can count on him. Even if he does play. They don't have that trust. And I'm sorry. I have been in, we were soldiers. We are soldiers. You're a soldier for life once you're a soldier. Isaiah and I were soldiers. Isaiah and I are soldiers. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. If you can't trust the guy next to you, especially in a team setting,
get you killed.
Everything falls apart. You have to have undying trust to the man to your left and your right. And nobody can, and right now, Garrett Bowles even said it. We don't trust him. He needs to regain that.
It's like he doesn't want to play. And like Richie said, he just basically regurgitated the same thing you said, Johnny. The biggest issue with James was when he was cleared to return and didn't.
He had the opportunity. He had the choices and was like, no. Okay, James' wife was pregnant. Guess what?
These two are different. Hey, this wouldn't have been so bad.
Guess what? I had one baby at the beginning of the pandemic. 2 months later, we found out we were pregnant again. And the rest of the pandemic, my wife was pregnant too. And guess what? I still left the house. I still went to work every day.
So this is understandable. but it would have been more understandable if it hadn't been for this. So this happened first with James, and that put a sour taste in Broncos country. So we really didn't, and it's bad, didn't care about that.
So is mine Mundungus number 6? Number 6 on the way for Mundungus. You
Mine's
must be a
not.
glutton for punishment, my friend.
Mine's not. My wife is not.
Not yet.
No,
Richie Rich
no.
says, I know, Jackrabbit. LOL. Yeah.
You guys keep all that over there to yourselves.
Like
And,
my baby's down there. He's screaming right now, and I love him with all my heart. But man, I will tell you what, once we had the one baby, and then 2 months after he was born, found out we were pregnant again. I will tell you right now that the moments that happened, I sat down on the bed and I just stared at the wall for like half an hour. So, we have some breaking news from Mr. Boggins. Cliss just reported Jones is the expected choice for the Niners at 3. Most likely Broncos will have Fields or Lance to choose from, provide they deem one worthy at 9. That's coming from Mike Cliss. Boggins, do you have a direct?
Yeah,
I do. A direct on that.
Do.
So
here's the thing about this, Johnny, is that I've been hearing that more and more.
So have I.
That they're gonna take Mac Jones.
I know. I've heard that. I've been hearing it everywhere.
Mac Jones. And I'm like, that's crazy. They're taking Mac Jones over Trey Lance and Justin Fields. Which, hey, I mean, I've been hearing
it, but at this point, I've just kind of been holding it as speculative. But now Boggins, correct me if I'm wrong, Marcus, you're pretty plugged in with some of the Denver insiders. If Boggins is telling us that Cliss is reporting this just now, Mike Cliss is probably the most trusted, one of the most trusted media icons in Denver. And if he is sitting here telling us that, I mean, hopefully, it'd be, again, I'm not looking to trade up, but if Lance or Fields fell to us at 9, dude, best player available.
What he's saying Lance and Fields both will fall to us at 9.
I know. That's what I'm saying. If you have the chance, take one, because best player available, do it.
That's what you're saying. You're saying take either one of those if they fall to us?
If they fall to us at 9.
What about that tackle option we were talking about earlier?
I mean, maybe. But if those fall to you at 9, that kind of talent, both Justin Fields, Trey Lance, both that the potential talent for them, what they've shown, you take it, whether they were number 1 on your big board or not. Now Boggins says it here. He thinks Cliss is reaching for a story, more speculation based off hearsay, which very could. I mean, who knows? For all we know, Kyle Shanahan's out there in San Francisco going, "Hey everybody, tell them this. Tell everybody. I want them to think."
That's true.
It's chess. It's poker. It's a game. The business side of football is just as big a game as the actual game of football is. Everybody, it's just business. So, that being said, it'd be really cool if they fall to us at 9. I'd say take one. And if it was, and me personally, I'm higher on Trey Lance than Justin Fields.
I am
take Trey Lance. But we're gonna go ahead with you guys. We're at an hour and 10 minutes. I didn't even realize how long we've been going. Because I've been having so much fun, and it's our premiere episode with MHRT. So hey, live a little, right? But we do need to start getting out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and we thank you, all of you, for joining us, for being so cool, welcoming us into this community. We have our fans on here that have been with us since the beginning of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue as well. But to the new ones that we haven't actually had a chance to really talk with yet, thank you, guys. You welcomed us with open arms. We feel very fortunate to be part of this family now, and we are very excited to see where it's going to go. Like I said at the beginning, I think MHRT is headed into the stratosphere. I mean, we're going to go places.
You guys make this worthwhile for us. We are here for you guys.
How did we say it to Mundungus the other day on our final standalone? That was it validates. It validates that what we're doing is more than just two idiots sitting in front of a microphone talking to each other.
Yes, it would be. I mean, we can talk to each other all day if we want, but it's you guys who completely make this worthwhile.
You're my best friend. I have you on my speed dial. If I want to just talk to you, I can do it on here.
Yeah, but we want to talk to you guys. We want to hear where you're at. We want to hear if you're a Drew Lock fan.
Have all that.
We want to hear if you want a linebacker or not, if you want to tackle or not, if you want to trade up, trade down, who you should trade for, who do you like, who do you don't like. We want to hear from you. And we thank you guys for joining us because you guys make this worthwhile.
It does. It does.
Fantastic.
It validates us, and we cannot wait to see where we are going to go and where MHRT is going to go as a family from this point on. I think, like I said, the sky's the limit.
We are here to prove to the world that the Broncos country has the best fans to ever exist. That is what our goal is to do.
That's absolutely true. Shadow Jacker says, good show, guys. Dave Glassman says, good show, guys. This was fun. We agree. So, hey, if you guys haven't already, all right, if you have not already, now that we've been on for a while, for the last hour or so, like, subscribe, share, comment. You can find us at Nothing Rhymes DB4L. That is Nothing Rhymes Denver Broncos for life on Facebook. Nothing Rhymes DB4L. Okay. Nothing Rhymes podcast on YouTube. Just search it. You'll find us. And you can find us on Twitter at Nothing Rhymes with 2 underscores. Okay. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. We say it every time. Hit that notification bell. If you haven't already, hit it. That way, when we go live, you know. All right. You can find him or myself, Johnny. Like I said, my name is Johnny Baki, guys. This was exciting. This is a fun first one. I can't wait to keep on going.
Yeah, this is.
You can find me on Twitter at Broncos Viking. It's the beard. It's all about the beard, baby. Broncos Viking.
At Word Over World, it's about the beard, baby.
That's cute. That's adorable. Listen, buddy, keep trying. Let me call me when you're a grown up. Anyway.
Oh, whatever. You're.
All right, guys, so like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. If you want to just listen to our audio, where if you just you prefer the audio, or you're driving and don't want to have a video up, you can find us at Nothing Rhymes worangeblue.sounder.fm, or search us on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and TuneIn. All right, those are the 4 that we are currently on. All right, you can find us on those. You can just listen to our audio. I upload them every night after the podcast. Okay, like I said, guys, like, subscribe, and share. We love you, Broncos country. Real quick, for the rest of MHRT. All right, this Tuesday. Today's Sunday. Tuesday will not be the normal Broncos talk with a 6'10" Mexican and Richie Rich. Okay. Tuesday, our buddy Glenn Hauser and Mr. Boggins will be joining the guys at, what is it? It's Orange. Mundungus, help me out real quick. It's Orange. Golly, I can't remember. Skipping on for a minute. Mundungus is going to, okay, there we go. Orange Weekly. Thank you, Mundungus. I just, I knew that. I was making sure you did. Okay. So this Tuesday, instead of the normal Broncos talk time on Tuesday, at the same time, so 7654, Glenn Hauser and Mr. Boggins of MHRT will be joining the guys at Orange Weekly on their podcast and on our podcast to do a mock draft. It'll be fun. Don't miss it. It'll be exciting because, all of these guys are going to know what they're talking about. Broncos talk will then be taking place on Wednesday with our very favorite 6'10" Mexican and our very favorite, our very favorite Canadian as well. You'll have Richie Rich and Adon doing their Broncos talk on Wednesday. And then post first round on Thursday, there will be a reaction podcast with as many of us as can possibly get on. I know that the 4 of the MHRT podcast will be on for sure. I cannot say for sure that I will be on. I may, depending on what time the draft is over, I may still be at work.
My work schedule just changed, so I may actually be able to do that.
So there you go. If you can get on and be part of it, hey, I would love to say screw work, but unfortunately 911 never sleeps. and I can never predict when it's going to be crazy because it's 911.
But you don't want to miss these podcasts, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much going on every day with the draft. Things are changing daily. So just tune in, check everybody out. Mile High Roundtable it is. You can follow us personally on these three. Check out Mile High Roundtable. I'm telling you, there's so much going on every day. You don't want to miss out on your Broncos news, and you for sure don't want to miss out on that reaction pod Thursday after round one, because it's either going to be I told you so's or I had no idea. Those are going to be the reactions.
All right, so shout out a couple of last quick comments. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share. Catch the rest of our shows throughout the week. All right. Shadow Jacker says, "How high? Mile high." You know what, Shadow Jacker? This is my thing that I've been coming up with. You ready for it, Isaiah? Mile high five. There it is. I love it. It's the Mile High Five, guys. Get with it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a thing. Let's make it a thing. All right. Jason O'Neill, nice to meet you guys. Cool new show. And Denver Broncos for DBF for L. Denver Broncos football for life. I think you're trying to say there, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So Broncos talk on Wednesday. Tuesday is going to be the mock draft with our guys and the guys from Orange Weekly. And Thursday there will be a post first round reaction pod. Okay. The last show of the week will be next Sunday. Again, it'll be us again at our normal time, 6-5-4-3. Okay. And that will be the very first pod that we do where we cover all of the rounds of the draft. And we talk about all the players that we picked up in the draft. All right. So, hey, we love you guys. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here. Huge shout out to all of our commenters. Huge shout out to MHRT for bringing us into the fold and making us feel like part of the family. We love you guys. We cannot wait to see you this next week. Huge Mile High salute. And we are out, guys. Thank you.